Dedicate the song to Shirley and Ari over here. They just celebrated their, what number? You know, only one of them can answer. That's how it is. One of them says 27, the other one says 14, the other one, next one says, I didn't know you were married. And nurture is about bringing out the best in people, bringing out what people can be. We do it as parents, right? We do it as educators. 1984. Now, I found these incredible pictures back in May 1974. This is Bruce Springsteen. He's playing at the Harvard Square. I think it's in Boston. And he's opening for Bonnie Raitt. Now, the incredible thing about these pictures, he's just formed the E Street Band. He's not successful. And if you want to know what a starving musician looks like, look at Bruce Springsteen. He looks literally like he's skin and bones. And he looks seriously undernourished. And he's not yet at a point where he's found his voice and he's found his career. But in the audience that night, and he actually plays the song from his 1975 smash album.
Born in the USA.
1975?
Oh, sorry.
But Born is good. Carry on, Born.
Born to
That's it.
Run.
Number 2, Born to Run. He plays some of the songs, and one of the guys in the audience who we met earlier, John Landau, who is a famous critic for Rolling Stone magazine. He writes an article and he says, I saw rock and roll future, and its name is Bruce Springsteen. And it's an incredible piece of writing. Remember that John Landau has been around music a long time. He's covered many bands. And look what he writes. He says, I saw rock and roll future, and its name is Bruce Springsteen. And on a night when I needed to feel young, he made me feel like I was hearing music for the first time. He's so taken with Bruce Springsteen. He sees something in this young, hungry rock and roller. Now remember, he's a music critic. And he says, I have to work with him. I have to work with him. I have to nurture him. I have to get him to what he can be. Because he's not there yet. He recognizes that his music is good, but it can be so much better. And if you look at Bob Dylan, you know, if you look at the timeline of Bob Dylan's album, where he becomes known is 1975. Born to Run is his massive album. John Landau becomes his friend, and he becomes a collaborator. He actually becomes his producer. He produces Bob Dylan's album. He becomes his manager. Who did I say? Bob Dylan?
Bruce Springsteen.
It's okay because Bruce Springsteen and Bob, they both start with a B. So we're good. So he produces Bruce Springsteen's albums, and he becomes like a father to him. Nathan has read the autobiography. I'm reading it still. He has been in therapy for over 25 years, Bruce Springsteen. He suffers from anxiety. He suffers from depression. He had no father growing up, any relationship. John Landau becomes his father. And so from 1975 till all the albums up to 1992, John Landau produces them, guides him. But our story takes place 10 years after they meet. 1984, when another huge album comes out. And this is Born in the USA. This is the album that made Springsteen. Right? One album, go listen to that album. And now, where is Yakira? Who took that picture? Correct. Welcome to the family. And that was taken by Annie. Annie Leibowitz. She took that picture of Springsteen. And she captured this young, sexy rock and roller, but still blue collar, right? She took the picture. She's got such an amazing talent. Now, John Landau listens to the album. It hasn't been released yet. He listens and he says, Bruce, listen to me. Bruce, it's great. You've got some really great songs, but you are missing a hit. Now, I say to myself, look at the songs on that album. Born in the USA, Cover Me, I'm on Fire, right? Glory Days. You're missing a hit. And Bruce Springsteen says, quite frankly, if you want to write another song, go write a hit. I'm done. Okay, I've done enough. I've worked hard enough. But nurturing a relationship is about getting the best out of that person. John Landau does not give up. He says, you need to put some gasoline on the fire. You need a hit single. And he goes home that night, that very night, and he writes a song about my alienation, my fatigue, my desire to get out from inside the studio, my room, my record, my head, and just live. I've had enough of this. I mean, it's deep, deep frustration and anxiety. And he adds it to the album. You know what the song is? Number 11, Dancing in the Dark. You know that song we go, you didn't know it was about his deep frustration and anger and he just wanted to get out of it. But he writes Dancing in the Dark and he puts it on the album. And this album puts Bruce Springsteen into the stratosphere. By the way, speaking about integrity, he said he paid a big price here because he had to MTV everything, right? You have to sell your soul to the music industry. But that album was big, 30 million copies. Seven singles of this album went into the top 10, 7. And it won him his first Grammy. You know, just by the way, Bruce Springsteen has made a lot of albums. Do you know how many number 1 hits he's had? Just throw out a number. 10, 8, who said 0? He's had no number 1 hits. None. In America, Bruce Springsteen has not had a single number 1 hit. You know what came closest? Dancing in the Dark. So we're going to play that song for you, because that's his most popular song, obviously. And if you ever remember the video of Dancing in the Dark, it was filmed live, and he says it's the most embarrassing video he's ever done. Because his kids say, "Dad, really? That's how you're dancing?" And he calls up this girl, and she gets up on the stage, and she has a Bruce Springsteen t-shirt on. You know who that is? Courtney Cox. She was planted by Brian De Palma, who filmed the video. And Bruce Springsteen said, I thought she was just this really cute fan who happened to get up. But Brian said to me, when you're playing, call her up. That was her break. So Courtney Cox dances in the video with him. A young Courtney Cox. And John Landau was recently inducted into the Hall of Fame. Very few producers get inducted. This is what Springsteen said. He created a management style based around not just the business, but nurturing the highest artistic goals along with personal growth. No one did that before. I don't think anyone's done it since. So these two, by the way, are still together to this day, writing music. So here we go, Mr. Springsteen. I will just play guitar. I have nothing else to do here. Are we ready? We're going to have Ralph playing some keyboards as well. I'm ready. Oh well, we can try that again. Let's ignore that.
I even put my guitar down.
I'm getting ready. 1, 2, 3, go.
There's a joke